This week we preview the new Audi R8 V10,
find out why the police have all the fun,
and drive the new Porsche Cayman, which looks exactly like the old one.
At last, Ford has finally unveiled the production version of the new 296 horsepower, 160 mph Ford Focus RS. It made its debut at last weekend's Wales Rally GB, driven by Marcus Gronholm, but we decided to have a more thorough poke around in the photo studio. Now all we need to do is wait until we can actually drive it.
Also this week, Audi released images of the R8 V10. That's the Audi supercar with the same engine as a Lamborghini Gallardo. Now Audi's version has been detuned from 560 to 518 brake horsepower, but it'll cost you £100,000. That's 50 grand less than the Lambo.
And Nissan finally announced the UK spec of the GT-R. We get a 5 bhp increase to, everybody say, ooh, 478 brake horsepower, a new shade of white, and a 4% price hike to nearly 57 grand. Still want one though.
In other news, the US Senate has blocked the proposed $13 billion bailout of Detroit's big three car makers, Ford, General Motors and Chrysler. Will they now go bankrupt? I wouldn't want to bet against it.
It was another lazy week for the Porsche designers as they set about penning the new Cayman. It looks almost identical to the old model, but there's a new 2.9 litre engine for the base car and a 3.4 with direct injection for the S. The Cayman's never quite had the kudos of the 911, but we reckon it's even better to drive. And for the first time, you can have a Cayman with an LSD. That's a limited slip differential, not a drug.
Well, it might look exactly like the old one, but it has got a limited slip differential. I know it's a bit geeky, but it makes a big difference.
It is a bit geeky, but I'm sure it does make a difference. Plus, it's got more powerful engines, and it's also got the option of that new PDK twin-clutch gearbox.
And it's a bit greener than before. The interesting thing about that differential, the only reason the original Cayman didn't have it is because they were worried about upsetting the Porsche 911. I mean, I know which I'd rather have.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I think it's probably time to sell the 911.
Why the Cayman?
It was a good week for the Seat Leon Ecomotive as we discovered it could do 1,000 miles on a tank of diesel. And I've got the numb arse to prove it. That's a staggering 80 miles per gallon. Fair enough, we were driving at a steady 50 miles an hour, and the test route from London to Barcelona is without question the most boring thing I have ever undertaken. But at least it proves that if you want a clean and super frugal family car, forget the Toyota Prius. This thing can be on your drive for a little over 14 grand.
It was a bad week for felons in South Yorkshire, as they're now going to see this in their rearview mirrors. The constabulary has just taken delivery of this Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 10 for its road crime unit. So why did they choose the Evo? Hello? Well, the Evo 10 was a car of choice because of its excellent pursuit capabilities. Whiskey Charlie Foxtrot Oscar, and there's also the fact that so much time and effort has been put into maximising performance whilst minimising the risk of accidents. Over and out. So don't be surprised to see the Evo on the world's scariest South Yorkshire police chases ever soon.
Don't miss our exclusive drive of the Race of Champions buggy as we make like Mikey.
And don't forget to check out our Sky Motoring Trophy Cabinet, where we pay tribute to the best cars of 2008.